So far this season, the Washington Wizards have been one of the more disappointing teams in the league. They have started with a 10-17 record, and they are currently the 13th seed in the Eastern Conference. But as of late, they have been winning games, as at the making of this video, they are currently on a 4-game winning streak. And that brings up the question of whether or not the Wizards can come back and make the playoffs. So in today's video, I'll be giving 5 reasons why the Washington Wizards could come back and make the playoffs. But before we get into the video, I ask you to drop a like on this video to help my channel grow. Subscribe to my channel if you want weekly NBA content just like this, and to help me reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers. And comment on this video to start a conversation with me, because I respond to all of my comments. And play that intro. The first reason why I think the Washington Wizards can come back and make the playoffs is the fact that this is a team that has been very impacted by injuries. But now they're a healthy team. Some of the injuries they have faced is Russell Westbrook missing 7 games, Rui Hachimura missing 7 games, Davis Bertans missing 3 games, Denny Avdija missing 4 games, and Ish Smith missing 8 games. And although no one has missed a crazy amount of time, you have to remember that they have only played 27 games. And this is a team that's not super talented, so they need every player they can get. Also, just having everyone healthy makes the team chemistry better. But now they are a healthy team, and since they have been healthy, they've been winning. So there's a chance that if they are healthy, they're an actually good basketball team. We also have to remember to start the year, Russ was apparently playing through injuries. So if Russ, who is now healthy, can go on a 2-month stretch of playing out of his mind, just like he did in Houston, it can honestly help them be way better and maybe compete for the 8th seed. The second reason I think the Washington Wizards could come back and make the playoffs is the fact that this team has one of the best duos in the league in Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook. And to me, if Washington is going to make the playoffs, it's going to be off the back of these two playing very well. And I think they're capable of doing that. As we all know, Beal's been averaging an efficient 33 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. And I think if he continues playing like this, they will start winning games. Also, Russ is capable of playing great. As we all know, he's a former MVP. And I don't care what anybody says, he isn't a washed player. He was just injured to start the season and struggling. But now that he's healthy, I can see him going off for the rest of the year and playing like a top 15 or so player. And it's hard to see a duo of 2 players this good being one of the worst teams in the league. And I think we will soon see them play very well, especially Russ. Third reason I think the Washington Wizards could come back and make the playoffs is the fact that a lot of teams have outperformed their expectations, and there's a chance that they might fall off. For example, the Chicago Bulls could fall off. I definitely wholeheartedly believe the Washington could pass the Orlando Magic in the standings. As they have dealt with so much injuries, I just can't see them being ahead of Washington. The Knicks have been one of the more surprising teams in the league, and I don't think they will fall off, but there is a chance that they might. All the Wizards need to do is get the 10th seed, and they are currently the 13th seed. So I don't think it's impossible that they jump over 3 overachieving teams. It's unlikely, but if they start playing well consistently, they could slowly inch closer past some teams. The teams I think they're most likely to pass is the Bulls, Magic, and the Knicks. Remember, this video isn't saying Washington will make the playoffs, it's just reasons why they could. And I don't think it's too crazy to see Washington getting the 10th seed. The fourth reason I think the Washington Wizards could make the playoffs isn't necessarily a reason, but it's something I believe if they do it, it will really help them make the playoffs, which is what they need to do is fire their head coach Scott Brooks, who in my opinion should have been fired 2 or 3 years ago, but for some reason he still has a job. And there's definitely an argument that he's the worst coach in the NBA. I don't know if there's a single good thing he does as a coach, as he's terrible at running plays and he depends too much on his team's individual talent rather than creating easier shots for him. Also, his defensive game plans and schemes are just terrible, and he's a huge reason why the Wizards are one of the worst defensive teams. I think there are multiple coaches that could replace him and do a way better job. Guys like Kenny Atkinson or Brett Brown could do way better, or they could even get a very good assistant coach from another team. Anyone besides Brook would be the better. The fifth reason I think the Wizards could make the playoffs is the fact that this year there's a play-in tournament, which means even if you're not a top 8 seed in your conference, you still have a chance to make the postseason. So the Wizards could be a 10th seed and still make the playoffs. And this is a huge reason I think they could make it, since they don't even need to make it all the way to the 8th seed. All they have to be is a 10th seed, and they can still make the playoffs. And to be honest, if it was the usual format, I don't think they would have a real chance to make the playoffs. But all they have to do is be the 10th seed, and it's truly not impossible to see that. And if they were the 10th seed, I believe they would have to win like 4 games in a row. And if it's 4 do or die games, and you give me Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal, I'll say they have a pretty good chance. Conclude the video, I want to say that if I had to bet, I'd say the Wizards would miss this year's playoffs, just because nearly everything would need to go perfect for them just to get a 10th seed. And I don't think they will start playing like one of the best teams in the league, which is what they would need to do if they wanted to make the tournament. But I do believe there's a chance that they could make it, and I think it's not being talked about enough. Anyways guys, that's it for the video. Let me know if you think Washington can make back the playoffs. Drop a like on this video to help my channel grow. Subscribe to my channel if you want weekly NBA content and to help me reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers. And comment on this video to start a conversation because I respond to all of my comments. And I'm out.